Hello, everyone. I'll show off a few things I've not looked at for a while. Starting with this 5 gram silver bar that I got a couple years ago. It's kind of neat. Uh, so, I was watching a video earlier and a guy was talking about a 1928 San Francisco peace dollar and wishing it was the Philadelphia. This is a 34S. It's a bit worn. But here we go. 1928. This one is San Francisco. Now, the 28 Philadelphia is a very low mintage year, but it's important to know that when it comes to these peace dollars, 28 Philadelphia being the lowest mintage of them is pretty pricey at almost any condition. And here we'll look real quick. Let's see, 28 Philadelphia, 360,000. This is a few years old. Very fine 20 says 275. This is outdated prices because melt value on these lately have been $60 or something. But when you look at the 28 San Francisco and you start following the price out, you notice that Mint State, they start getting closer in value. You go back, the darker line is you can see at Mint State 65, actually the San Francisco coin is worth more. And you look at some of these others, that one down there is the 25S. Well, San Francisco, a lot of these, they didn't make a lot of them, but 27,000, 16,000, the 34S I just showed is 9,000. Mint State 66, the prices really go up a lot because they're the peace dollars. A lot of them, I think, were just put out to be circulated. And the 21, which is kind of expensive at lower grades, you get up to Mint State 65, it's $1,900 according to this, but this is a dated book. It is a 2018 one. The only thing that doesn't change is the mintages and stuff like that. So the 28 San Francisco in high grade is a coin that becomes worth more than what the Philly is, just because very few of them exist and stuff. All right, let's talk about something else. If you watched earlier, you might have seen my video showing this card mount. Now, if you're going to be a coin dealer and sell your coins, and you have these in card mounts like that, and then this one has the carving on the back, which it's a seated Liberty coin. The date's messed up pretty bad. Something like this 21 Denver, which is a little bit lower mintage, because the 21 coins didn't make a whole lot of. And then you have a Morgan 21 and this 22 peace dollar, which have similar toning. Anyway, you put them on this card like this, And you can see how it holds the coins in place. You could turn them, instead of having them in that way, you could turn them this way. Hello, Michael. Turn all these cards this way and set it in a display case. You can see that 1831, 1825, half dollars, the Morgan dollar, the peace dollar, the 21 Mercury dime, and the carved out back of a seated Liberty coin. That's one way you could do these. By the way, there's a Libertad, quarter-ounce one. So that is another interesting thing. Now, somebody had a video where they're talking about a silver round like this one. This particular brand. I said I had some, at least one, and this is it. When I bought it, it was priced the same as all the other generic ones, although this one's somewhat vintage, 74 date on it. It would probably be, I don't even know, I didn't even check the price of silver to see what it is, but it was around $70 or something. If anybody has the actual live price of silver at the moment and wants to put it in the comment, that'd be nice. All right. We have the 2 peace dollars. Now, much like that Morgan and peace dollar, I was able nearly the same time to get this 2001 Silver Eagle that is toned similar to what those are. And it was priced as a generic round because the guy I bought it from doesn't like toning, which is kind of fortunate if you want to get a better price. And speaking of stuff I was able to get at a good price, this is nothing super special. I think it's a 1906 Philadelphia barber hat. But these two, they're extremely worn, but they're cap bust half dollars. This one you can see enough to tell on the date. This is 1835. This one, it's harder to tell. It looks like it might be 32 maybe. I'm not sure, but I was able to get both of these for their weight price in silver, which, you look at this side of this one, if the front was in as nice a shape as the back, this would have been a lot more when I bought it, but the front's scratched and worn a lot more than the back is. Now, what we're going to go ahead and do now is, for those who may not know my channel very well, I've been doing this channel for several years. I started it in 2021, hence the name. But I'm going to get this stuff out of the way. All of it. The 2 peace dollars and this silver round. Now, we'll talk about this real quick. This is a coin glass ashtray with a coin in the center, the 1887 coin. This is not as old as some of the other ones. It's more recent, but it's still kind of neat. Now, in 2022, I did something called the Treasure Chest Challenge, where I'd go around and buy a bunch of stack quality type circulated coins that were beat up real bad or worn out down a lot. I'm going to show you one out of this $50 that someone might not have ever seen a JFK coin worn this much. And I know this one is a 64 because there's part of the mint mark over here, the D. It's the only way I really know for sure, other than the weight. Despite the wear, it's not down as much as you might think. Now, we have a few other coins in this. All these were bought, I believe, for that challenge. So we'll go through this stack and see what I have. I scored all these Barber halves. There's 5 of them, which they have these lines on them. I think they were glued to cardboard. And I got a couple others that were damaged. But these 5 that are real dark, (1908) Orleans, 1912 Denver, 1915 San Francisco, 1906 Denver, 1903 San Francisco. Got those 5 for $9.50 each. Can't remember how much this one was. It's damaged. It's 1905 San Francisco. And then this one's worn pretty bad. It's 1902 Orleans. Now, this has been rolled in a machine a little. Not as much as the other one I more recently got. All right, 1871. Someone's carved on it. It's kind of a shame it has a hole and it's been carved because you can read quite a bit of Liberty on it. It's faint in the middle, but you can see the LIB pretty well and the RTY. It's a shame it's damaged that way. And then this one has a hole that's been plugged in it. I got this for the treasure chest challenge, and it was $12 when I bought it, which was about the limit I wanted for anything for that. There's a 1941, and you can see nicks on the rim, so this one's damaged. This one was polished. It's a 41 as well. It's a Denver. This was polished. It's a 58 Denver. This one, I think, was mildly polished as well. It's a 63. And the rest of these are all worn up walkers. With that one, you almost can't see a date. This one's been holed right in the middle. Not all the way through, but quite a bit. The rest of these are just worn quite a bit, almost dateless on a couple of them. But the 34, that's likely been slightly polished. This one's just been pocket wear and stuff. It's a 46 Philadelphia. But most of this was bought when I was doing the treasure chest challenge. And almost all of this stuff was right around $10, maybe $11 tops. And some of it was less than 10. And this I got for $7. Kind of neat. And someone's like, love me some Franklin halves. Yeah, you know, I like them too. I just don't have as many of them as I think I ought to. Now, when doing that challenge, I did get some dollar coins. Now this tube says 1 ounce, but these are Morgans and peace dollars. I'm going to warn you in advance, quite a few of these have holes in them, or damaged, or even worse. We'll look at the first one off the top. It's a 22, but it's got a ring on it, which is fine. I mean, these next three I'm going to show you were not bought when I was doing the treasure challenge, but they've been cut, and I feel like what I did with these is I saved these from going to the smelter, because this is the kind of stuff that you'd send to the refinery and have melted because they're damaged so bad. All right, this peace dollar is worn out incredibly bad, about as bad as that JFK coin. The date you can't see anymore. I don't know what year this is. All I know is it's worn so bad you'll never be able to really date it, probably. But it was only $16 when I got it. And $16 when you're doing something like a treasure chest challenge and you want to fill it up with silver pieces, that's a pretty good price. 22 with a hole in it. It is San Francisco. Mint marks on these are really small. Also has rim scrapes pretty bad, but that's okay. I mean, I was buying all this stuff to fill up a treasure chest. And there's one that cost me a little more because it's a 21 peace dollar, and this is a 21 Morgan dollar, which I got for $18. There is a faint mint mark on this. It's not very prominent. It's a Denver. By the way, that's the only one of Denver you can get that's one of the old vintage ones, because Denver Mint didn't open until after they quit making the original run. Now all your 21s are Philadelphia coins. You can see this is 1921. Too bad it's got a hole. It probably would have been about $60 or $70 when I bought it, but not now. 55 proof. Well, that's kind of cool. And as you can see with these are worn a lot. Almost to the point like this one, the date is pretty well gone, and the whole rim is pretty well worn down a lot. 1886 Orleans. Now, if you know your Morgan dollars, if this was a mint state 1886 coin from Orleans, it'd be a very expensive dollar coin. But as I go through the rest of these, there's a few of these I got after I was done with the treasure chest challenge, but a lot of these were. I think I had a total of $17 or $18 that were bought for that challenge. But you can kind of see these are worn out, something fierce. And I even have this one, which is a 21 Morgan with the date ground off. There is a story about that. Guy I used to buy coins from told me that in the 70s, Reno had some slot machines that used dollar coins. And their thought process was so that people wouldn't take these dollar coins away, and they would grind off the date, and that would prevent someone from wanting to take the coin home because then it's damaged. I did get one of these that's not damaged for it. I think it's $24, which is about the limit I wanted to ever pay for something that's going for that challenge. You can see damage on this. It's got scratches. This one's toned and dirty and worn pretty bad. I don't remember which one it is, but one more of these Peace Dollars I got for $17. The same day I got this one for $16. This one, someone drilled a hole through it and then or drilled holes into it, trying to drill a hole through it. They didn't quite make it. It's a 22, very common, but that's the kind of stuff I was buying for the treasure chest challenge back then. Most of these coins. So, problem is, mount value on a dollar coin like this, these are down, most of them down at least to 1 gram because they're worn pretty flat. Don't remember exactly how much this one weighed, but it was, they started 26.73 grams, and this one was down, I believe, to 25 point something grams, so it's worn quite a bit. Now, moving along, we'll get the one that slipped to the floor. So, in addition to all this stuff, the half dollars that's in this, and the dollars that are, you can see there, I ended up buying quite a bit of quarters and dimes, a lot of Standing Liberty quarters for that. I got a lot of them for like $4 and $4.50 because the dates were worn off, which is one way you can sometimes get this stuff cheaper, as if they're damaged. You see the damage on the rim of that. So I'm going to start returning all these back to the tube and put them all away, because I haven't looked at some of these in a year or more. I was kind of happy to be able to get a 21 even with a hole in it. I've got others that are better that don't have holes, which it's kind of crazy. I don't know why people did that, but they did. Now, one thing you can kind of do with these, you hold this like this, hold this one, you line up everything, and you get to see like a really high relief. It's kind of neat. But yeah, I did feel like I saved all 3 of these from going to the smelter and, you know, the refiners. Someday they may end up going there, but I don't plan on doing it. In fact, right now they're not even taking this stuff from what I understand. You want to sell something to the refiners these days, they're going to want something like this. 1 ounce, 3/9 fine, pure. This is 1 troy ounce on this side. This side, you can see it says 3/9 fine. 1 troy ounce of pure silver. Problem is, not all these that say that are actually silver. There's a lot of fakes going around and stuff. So you want to buy from a reputable dealer, and you want to weigh your bullion like this and see that it weighs right at 1 troy ounce. The more accurate your scale is, the better off you're going to be on that. So let me ask you a question in conclusion. Would you buy a silver eagle like this that's toned, even though I know this is probably not natural? Some people hate toning on coins, and depending on the toning, some people like them a lot. Unfortunately, like I said, I don't think this is naturally toned. And for the most part, it's kind of a dark and not real nice looking toning. But when it makes the price of the coin drop to the same as a generic round, getting an American silver eagle for the same price of a generic round is kind of a bargain, because they're usually a few dollars higher. And there are fakes of these, but if you have one and you put it on your scale and it says 1 troy ounce, you're probably fine. And from what I understand, you can do a specific gravity weight test on silver, which is a little complicated to do. You can buy a kit. There's no other metal that matches silver on that. So if it's the right specific weight, then you know you have a silver piece instead of a fake. And since we're talking about fake bullion, let me go ahead and show you an example or two. I got these from a distributor that sells stuff out of China. This doesn't say, I don't think it says anything fine on it anywhere. It's just talking about the prophecy, the long calendar that the Mayans made. But let's talk this one. It says 3/9 fine silver on it. It says it's 1 troy ounce. Problem is, this is not 1 troy ounce. Where's that? I have a magnet sitting here. If your supposed silver piece sticks to a magnet and you can lift it with the magnet, it's not real silver. These are just a little bit too heavy for this magnet to pick up. I might have another magnet that's a little stronger sitting over here, but yeah, those are definite fakes. So when you're buying silver, you have to go to a dealer where you look at it and you go, yes, I'm going to buy this, or no, I'm not. This is a neat little piece. I don't think it's meant to be silver or nothing. Also bought from a specific website. Alright, here we go. Talk about a few fakes that I also got. Right off, I'm pretty sure anyone that's looking at this American Silver Eagle is going to say, that looks screwy. That's because it is. Look at the reading on the side. And watch this. It says 2023, right? Well, it does have the proper alignment. But the thing about this that you know it's not real is the really bad detail. The font isn't right. The reading on the edge of the coin is way off. And it doesn't weigh right. If I remember correctly, oh yeah, the magnet sticks to it. Won't stick to a real American Silver Eagle, or real silver for that matter. There's no reaction to that. And no reaction really to this. It doesn't stick to it. It doesn't lift it. Now, a magnet will slide down real silver slowly because there are some principles to it, but it's not real. Let's talk about this. It says 100 mils fine gold, 1 troy ounce. Well, for one thing, this isn't 1 troy ounce. And 100 mils would indicate plating. I don't even think it's real gold plating. Certainly not a real gold bar, because a real gold bar, gold will not stick to a magnet like that. This looks like a gold Libertad, but it also is not. These were all bought for $1 or $2, a couple dollars, with the sole purpose of seeing that not everything is what you think it might be. Now, that looks quite right for a Scottsdale, but a real Scottsdale bar will not stick to a magnet. Oh, you know what? I kind of forgot I got a second American Silver Eagle, the old Type 1 one. Whoops, wrong thing. That reading is all wrong. The look of the coin isn't quite right. This almost looks like it was supposed to be a proof one. You look at the font on that. You look at the design, the detail, or lack thereof. And then we'll just look at the actual American Silver Eagle. And you see a difference in the design, in the details. I mean, look at the face and then the stars in the crisscross fabric look of the flag. Then you look at this one. You look at the face, and you look at the stars and the way the supposed crisscross fabric looks. I don't think too many people would think that was a real American Silver Eagle because of the way it looks. And you look at this side. Look at the feathers and the details of it. Then you look at this one. You look at the feathers on this and the way the details look. You don't have to have seen very many Silver Eagles to start saying, well, this looks funny. Look at the eagle head and the eye and the beak of that. Then we'll look again at this one. That is an actual Silver Eagle. You can see the differences. A lot more detail on the real stuff than what the the fake has. That's the thing about most of these fakes. They're pretty bad. But you want them to be really bad, because if they were really good, that would be a problem. Alright. So, talking about Scottsdale. Because we can kind of do a little comparison. It's not going to stick to that one. And it shouldn't, because this is a 100-gram silver bar, which I got for a few years back. Oh yeah, all this stuff here, the Kansas Kid, these are all fake pieces. This isn't, but all this stuff is. And I'm showing this stuff off because I talked about other stuff. Alright. This is a stamped poured bar. You look at the way the lion's head looks on this. Now it says Scottsdale and the font they used. 100 grams fine silver. Then you look at this. Look at the lion's head. And right away I'm starting to see some problems. Well, they copied the design, but they didn't do a great job, which is good. I drilled into this one thinking it might be copper, but it turns out it's some kind of metal that is metallic. If it'll hold your bar up like that, then you're not talking real. So we'll get the real bar away from the fakes. And yeah, I think when I bought that 100-gram bar, I think it was $105. Not going to touch a 100-gram bar for that now. Hello, Southeast Stacking and the Kansas Kid. Glad to see you guys are here. Oh yeah, you want to talk about this 2021 supposed maple leaf. You look at that and you're like, that looks terrible. And then you look at how that stem goes. That's little piece right there, that little maple leaf, is supposed to be something that is counterfeiting. Let's see if I've got one of those here. Might have one. That'll be kind of telling if I can find a maple leaf in here to compare that one with. There's a nice loose buffalo, which slipped out of this, I believe, in $26.75 when I bought it. I think this one came out of there. Oh yeah, this is 4.9's fine. Hello, Charlie Bill. Yeah, well, that one is definitely fake. And I have a maple leaf, but I'm not sure. There, we'll put that in that. I'm not sure it's in this. I don't know that it is. I'm looking, and I'm not seeing a maple leaf in here. There's one of my other 21s. It's a little bit nicer than the one that had a hole drilled in it. Oh, Charlie, all these were bought. I'll show you the bag they came in. Little orange bag. Can you read what that says on there? Now, more recently, all the ones I've seen on their website now say fake on them. But this is for Addicted to Minis if he watches this video. Honest value never fails. USS Constitution, 1974. This is a sailing ship. You would not call this a boat. I have two of them. I like this design quite a bit. It's kind of a generic round, but it's really not. It's kind of vintage, actually. I don't have the maple leaf handy, which kind of sucks. But I do have this Britannia. You look at the way Elizabeth looks on this, the kind of details. Now this is milk spotted slightly. The case itself is scratched up. I don't believe that's on the actual coin. You look at that, and then you look at how they have it depicted there. That's just horrible looking. So that's obviously a fake maple leaf, but I don't have one handy that I can get to. So we take that real silver out of there, and where's the... Oh, I already put them back. Did get this a while back. US gold coin. $1. 1851. I like this coin quite a bit. Sigma tested. That's important. Coin dealer I bought it from bought a bunch of gold once like that, and he Sigma tested it. He was trying to make sure he didn't oh yeah, Bitcoin took a bomb lately. I don't know if it's come back. I haven't even really looked. But all these pieces are fake bullion that came from, if you can read what that says, that's where they came from. I'm not wanting to give them too much publicity, but all this stuff's made in China, and it's all fake stuff. I even did a prospector, which it's not real. But that's that stuff. Now, I did look on, if Kansas Kid's still here, I looked on eBay. You can get this same dish if you like this one. And I think they wanted $8 or $9 for it. Shipping's kind of high, but it's a neat one. It's about 7 3/4 inch diameter, and it's got a small moat around it, or not moat, but a little island in the center. But it is rather important when you buy silver, you have a dealer who's very reputable, and if you can prove something is fake, they'll give you Bitcoin is 68K. Thanks for the update, Charlie. I didn't know what Bitcoin was trading for lately. I know it's down quite a bit from where it was not 2 or 3 months ago. But again, for those who are just now here, if you're buying a silver dollar like this, peace dollar, that's toned up like this, and I'm pretty sure this is not natural toning. These were bought right at melt when I bought them. Melt on a U.S. silver dollar today, I probably 60 something dollars. So these are well under melt now. And if someone would pay me melt for them and I wanted to sell them, I would make money. But that's never been the goal with me and my silver like this, is to make money off of it. It's basically to be a savings type account where in the future, if I sell it and come out about even, considering inflation as well. So I don't know, inflation in the last 3 or 4 years has been kind of high. But if I could sell them that peace dollar and that Morgan dollar and get 60 something dollars a piece, I would say I'd come out ahead. And I'd sold this one 100-gram silver bar today was, I'm not even sure how much this would be. It's 3+ ounces of silver. 3/9's fine. It's a nice size piece. It's kind of bulky thick. Obviously been poured and then stamped. I'm not sure how much this would be. Last time I looked, I think they were well over $200. So something to consider if you ever buy some. But for those who didn't see the beginning, I show everything that's in this tube and everything in this tube briefly, looking at them. These are all Morgan and peace dollars in this. And this is various different half dollars, seated, Barber. You can kind of tell that one's bent too. Franklin, and there is a worn out JFK in this. These were all bought when I was doing my treasure chest challenge in 2021. So it's pretty much covered what I wanted to talk about. So I'm pretty much done for tonight. I hope everyone has a good night. And I want to thank the people who came by: Southeast Stacking, Charlie Bell, the Kansas Kid, and who else showed up? Michael and Henry. But that's pretty much what I have for tonight. I did want to do a live. I haven't been anywhere to buy any silver in about a month. Almost. This will be the third weekend I don't go anywhere to buy anything, because I just, at the price it is, I have a hard time justifying buying silver at this price. Holding it, no problem there. And if you're going to hold silver, you want to have quite a bit of it. On this being full of beat up, worn out peace dollars and Morgan dollars. And this one has a hoop on it. This is set to be used as a pendant with the ring on it already. Although for me, I'm wearing a silver dollar and it's got a hole. I'd rather run the chain right through the hole instead of depending on this, which at some point could possibly crack open and fall off whatever you're holding it on. Because this, let's see if I can find it. Right there's the crack. Now it's joined together, and it might actually be pretty tough and not split and come apart. But the odds of this breaking through the rim of the silver is probably a lot better than the odds of this little ring holding this if it got caught on something on your chain. Oh yeah, this Scottsdale bar is pretty cool. 100 grams, 3/9 fine silver. It's got a good heft to it, as well as silver should. And it's kind of deceptive because the piece itself is not real big, but silver is very dense, and so is gold. So that's the thing. If you ever hold a silver bar of substantial size, like 100 ouncer, which I've held on more than one occasion, 100 ounces of silver, if you hold it for very long in your hand, just holding it, and the same goes for this one. I hold this in my hand for a long time. It starts feeling pretty heavy because it is heavy. It's dense. When you have a Zippo lighter, it don't weigh nothing. But you look at the size of this. I know this one will work if I would put some fluid in it because it sparks. If it sparks, it will light if it has fluid in it. And it has a wick in there. I don't know how well you can see it. But this hasn't lit in a while. And probably won't anytime soon. But, the Zippo lighter, when you close them and open them, has a very distinctive sound to it. And one of the last pieces I bought a year or two ago, it's a good sized piece. This one is likely, I don't know, I'm not really sure. Might be made by Winchester, not Winchester, but what's that company called? They're here in Indiana. Anyway, this is a 5-ounce Troy ounce bar that's remarkably pretty close to the same size in width of the Zippo lighter. It's not quite as thick. It's a little taller. But this is a Zippo lighter bar size silver bar, in my opinion. Oh, what is that company called? Man, that's going to bother me because I cannot think of the name. Anyway, 5-ounce silver bar. When I bought it was about I think it was $180. 5 ounces at current prices. This would probably be 400 something today. I'm not even sure because, like I said, I did not look at the price of silver today to even see what it closed at. But between these two, you're talking over 8 ounces of pure silver. And you hold that, both of these in your hand for a while, you start feeling the weight. And that's the thing about silver. It's very heavy, very dense. But yeah, the last time I held a 100-ounce silver bar, somebody was saying they wanted to sell them. I think it was a JM, Jason Matherly. But I held that bar in my hand, just lengthwise like this, 100-ounce bar. You hold that in your hand for a while. Pretty soon your arm starts to react to the weight of it, because 100-ounce bar is a pretty heavy piece. I mean, a 5-ounce bar is heavy. And 100 ounces is 20. It would be 20 of these, so it's a lot of silver. Yeah, Silvertown, that's what it is. Like this. This one's got the little prospector on the back. I could not remember Silvertown for my life for some reason. I have a few of their pieces too. A few of their 1 ounce pieces, that is. So I'm going to go ahead and thank everyone for stopping by tonight. And we'll look at this again. Some of these are called love tokens. This one is not likely about love, though, because of what it says. Presented to Miss Effie Reese by the Sunday school superintendent. And that name, in this font, I cannot tell what their name is. But Miss Effie Reese, that is, must have been valedictorian of her Sunday school class or something. I don't know what. I do know this has got a hole in it, and I do know the date has been mucked up pretty hard, so I just know it's a seated Liberty design, and that's about all I can tell you. It's 18 something, but it's damaged bad enough that you can't tell the date. But this is what gives it a little extra value to me, even though I didn't pay a whole lot for it. Because I got it for actually under its melt value by weight. It's a neat piece, though, and someone went through quite a bit of effort to carve that on the back of it. But it is, at this point, everything I had to really talk about for tonight. And I know I have a few Scottsdale, or not Scottsdale, but Silvertown pieces, but not handy. They have the Walking Liberty on the back that looks a lot like the 50-cent Walking Liberty. Or Walking Eagle, I mean. But everyone have a good night. We'll see you next time, because it's really all I have.